Hey there, signs of Leo. This is Kim. I hope you guys are doing good out there, wherever you're at. Thank you for joining me. All right, for your reading. Filming this April 2025 for your highest good from your angels, from your spirit guides, your spirit team. So obviously, we always want to see what good is coming, right? That's the objective here. That's the objective. So let's pull from Krans Wild Unknown. Whoa. And see what we have. Oh. And like maybe an unseen power coming in, or force. Wow, you have a very similar message to Virgos. It's just very similar. Like, something that you don't see here, Leo, is that wow, almost exactly great work on the bottom. There's something that we don't see about a transition that we're coming upon. It's a transition where you're heavily protected. There's going to be a big choice, a big decision, but they're saying, okay, they're like, literally, okay, they're giving me two paths. There's a choice, there's a decision. Yes, I don't think you see this coming, but there's a path that has more smoke on it on one side, and then there's a path that completely and totally embraces your power. Almost like there's one that might be more in alignment with your great work, what your soul's work is here to do. And there may be a path where on the other side of that, yeah, something that keeps on going round and round. The smoke is almost like, it's like saying that on this path, it's almost like purposely being in smoke, like knowing that it's not this way, or whatever direction this is towards the smoke would be something that you've done before, but yet we're still confused by the smoke, or we still know that it's unclear on that path, or that it's not something that you can trust. It's full of uncertainty and illusions, and it's something that you've done over and over. That's that side, I think. That's, of course, a decision. You can make the choice to do something over and over again and again. I mean, it's free choice. The blood card. But this other path leads you away from repeating patterns, karmic relationships. Puts you more on focus, puts you more in alignment with intent, that you can clearly see. This area you can't see clearly, this one you can, and it's embracing more power. The blood card is interesting because blood is everything to us. It keeps us going, keeps us alive. But there's clearly something new here blooming, maybe blooming inside your heart. So there's this focus, this glass card, on a powerful path. Maybe something about this decision might be making you feel alive. In the sense that everything that was sticking to our situation, anything that was refusing to go, will be pried apart and let go, set free, burned off with this decision. So you're coming to a point of perfection. I think it's with that path, because this is also something, it's saying that something has happened over and over and over. You've already kind of learned, okay, you've learned about a lesson, you've learned about life and death a rebirth cycle. You're ready to hatch this new egg of a manifestation in your life. And then this pearl here by the tail is that you've gone round and round with something enough to have the pearl of wisdom from it already. There's no need to keep going around. There is a need to figure out, okay, now what's coming, what's about to hatch, because this is something done to perfection. And I think you've been spiritually guided to this point, because I saw the spiritual guide. Yeah, you've been guided to this point, and I have the sun splendor. So enjoying the sun and all its splendor, it's turning with the oil of vitriol, its expression, but it's like from a place of righteous anger, of divine retribution. It's a place from, you must speak about this power that you have inside you. You must express yourself. You must make something known. I think it's through the throat chakra, something that you have to say that's very important for you to get out. And it's very well tied to how you feel about this cycle that you have been through for maybe 10 years. It's all about how you feel about it and expressing yourself. The sun splendor, that's a really good card to get. It's kind of like when you embrace something in all its splendor, or you see something in all its glory, right? You're getting the best of the best with this card. And you have maybe a hint of, there might be a lover's energy coming in here too. It looks very similar to that. So it can be something that's coming in that's going to be simply divine and powerful. A meeting with someone someone important, a meeting about this next transition in your life. Yeah, and I just think they're saying, like, the choice is up to you. Do what makes you feel alive, Leo. Do what makes you feel happy. Do what makes you feel alive. Some powerful cards there on this split. Let's get some tarot. So what you focus on manifests. There's something about this focused intention. You're the observer. You're making something real here. It's lined up. You're making something real. King of Pentacles. And taking this as there was a commitment that you're freeing yourself from, the Eight of Swords in the reverse, or a person, or a past financial obligation, maybe to others. The King of Pentacles, usually somebody who you're with in a committed relationship with, but they would be like the businessman, the entrepreneur. They don't have to be. They're related to the sign of Taurus, but I feel like you're going to be freeing yourself from a past commitment, because there's something about it just wants over and over and over and over again. And it's been your angels guiding you through this death, this ending, this transformation in your life, this scorpionic energy. It's leading you to the next stage, right? And Temperance saying you've had to have patience, and you're still having to have patience as the puzzle pieces, as you see in this card, as the puzzle pieces come together behind the scenes, as your spirit workers are helping line up things for you too. You're kind of in this cocoon of transformation, knowing that the end of something is here, and that's okay. Because where there's the end of something, there's always this new dawn, this new day. And you know that, but having patience until you get to this, feels like a critical point, a critical decision point, a big shift, then you're going to have patience in this process. Because if you see the cocoon, interesting, it kind of reminds me of a wedding veil. But let's see what else. Page of Swords, the Fates, the Three of Wands. Okay. Okay. So something is fated. Fated for you. Could have communication from somebody who's been actually watching you or seeing something that you do, maybe observing you as you learn, as you yourself gather more information about whatever this new thing is for yourself. And there's this waiting period for things to manifest for you with the Three of Wands. We have alliances. We usually have new alliances and partnerships. We have expansion and growth that we can see coming. But it's still in that stage of creating the energy for it. And I feel like you'll get communication or news that helps you along your path that is literally fated or destined for you. Tell me about the Page of Swords. Also could be somebody, like I said, that's observing you in some way. Maybe in a, hopefully in a good way. Hopefully in a good way. Okay, I see the Hanged Woman card. It looks like it's coming out or coming out of that period of waiting. Of course, it's associated with this news. Something might change with your work. I saw the Eight of Pentacles in the reverse. Thinking something might change with work or what you do. Maybe there's something you're going to add that ends up being fun, playful, feeling like you get to work and tap into your inner child to help you with your creativity also. So this is another message of good news coming your way. Music is relevant on this card. You could be getting signs and synchronicities through the music that you listen to. Maybe you create music too. Maybe you do something with your voice that would be part of this new path. It feels like there's a talent or ability of yours. I was just talking about this today, about how my mother drew. She used to sketch. She did it more before I was born, so more like in her college years, and didn't really nobody in the family. There's my father can recollect that she did draw. My sister didn't even know at all that my mom had this ability to sketch, to draw. She was great at it, and I love drawing too, and so I feel like I got a little bit of that from her. But I was talking this morning about how isn't it strange to see somebody that has such a talent but not really ever use it. In fact, I think I even heard her say that she could be more artistic, and I always viewed her as being a very artistic person. So so there is a talent or a skill that you know about that you don't use on the regular, that can be used in this new path. But this is not something that you're going to have to search. I see it. They're showing me like, this is an odd metaphor. They're showing me this talent on this, or skill or ability on this path here. Rising to the top. They're showing me like carbonation, bubbles from a soft drink or something, water coming to, but the carbonation like coming to the top, like something about that where it's just like it'll start when it emerges. It's gonna be something bigger than what you may have disregarded it, or just always thought, oh, this is just something, yeah, I'm decent at it, but I don't know, something like that. But you're actually very good at it. It's a skill. It's an ability. There's some sort of smoke around this too. Here is another message for you. Is there is some sort of smoke that you've put up around a skill, a gift, an ability that you have. It can bring you success. The Six of Pentacles. Whatever this is. And like I say, you're not going to have to like, oh, I better work on this and try to get this better so I can have success. I think this is going to come up like that bubble and just present itself. And then I see you getting into more of a head and a heart space where you're really thoroughly enjoying what you do day to day, every single day. Ace of Cups reverse. That would be when the cup goes to yourself. You have to invest the love and the care into yourself. Whoa, the Tower. What is up? Well, this was going to be a small reading, but I have to clarify about what this Tower is going to be. I have the Hierophant in the reverse and the Queen of Swords in the reverse. It's a Tower that is coming because it's necessary to get you going in the right direction, to get you on alignment with your path, your purpose, the things that the things that you need to protect in life. I'm sorry, I've been drinking coffee. It's kind of gross, but so these are past commitments, the Hierophant. They can even be past commitments that we've made to ourselves and then broken them time after again with the rotation card. But there's something about getting back on the right path, getting back in the right direction. And the Tower is the disruption, the sudden change that is needed or necessary for this. So I don't think I really need to clarify that. I think I can tell what that is. It's when the universe comes in and brings this Mars-like energy to shake it all up. It's a good thing. It's a good thing. We want to shake it up. Yeah, the Two of Pentacles, the Knight of Wands, because for so long there has been something that is not very harmonious in your environment, in your space, where it's been hard to concentrate on work or balance, period. Maybe it's about trying to balance money and that becoming hard because it has to do with some type of partnership that's off. And it's not just that. It's been preventing growth and movement, even travel. Something's become stagnant and not moved forward, even possibly holding you back. So they're showing me like a horse that's tied to something, and someone's trying to say, hey, go run, and it's tied to something. Can't. I felt that energy coming in. So there's this new opportunity here to untie the horse. And your Ten of Pentacles is here. So we just keep going. That situation is once this situation or once this path is not chose, like so when you do not choose that path and you choose the one of power, this King of Wands will turn in the upright. But until then, this King of Wands doesn't know what's working out for them yet. They don't know if what they're building is going to be successful. They're not really sure about their relationships. They're maybe sometimes battling with their ego at times because of having all this smoke, but trying to still stand as the King of Wands. That's how you overcome those obstacles. That is you. So you have to get into the energy where it's in the upright, and you do. You're having literally divine universal intervention with the Tower, bringing in a beautiful opportunity with Ace of Pentacles. It's going to feel like a lot of it is about stability and money, and something's coming in for completion. You have done something to perfection. You do have a skill and ability that you're not necessarily using, and you don't have to figure it out. It will be figured out. It will bring in money for you. Nine of Pentacles. 9 to 10 is going to bring in wealth, completion, something you can pass on to your family. This is an excellent reading here, Leo. I'm going to pull from the 108 deck. And those are the times when we have to have patience. When we're not really sure what's working, and if something's not working. Like, we're just having to navigate our own energy being the block sometimes is frustrating also. So I see gift giving and new friendships and partnerships with the Six of Pentacles. Woo! Four of Wands kind of energy here. Cake, celebration, ceremony, party, gathering with friends and family, wedding, anniversary, prom, commemorate, awards ceremony. You're graduating. Yeah, there's another sign that has a very similar message to this. I'm glad to see that in a way. Just because I feel like there's so much alignment now with just collective. Everything a little bit unique. But yeah, you and another group had some kind of really important news. This person's pointing to the time. Pointing to the time. And they're saying within a few weeks, the situation or events in question will develop or unfold within a matter of weeks. And then the number 8 is on there too. That's prosperity. It's achievement. You have some kind of communication coming in also with the telephone card. Connection, communication, conversation, getting through, vocal. There's this, vocal. Oh, I wish I would have pulled that earlier. I love this one. This one's my favorite one. Here, that sublimation, because you're transcending, you're rising above things. Your concerns will be as if you were in a hot air balloon and they're on the ground and you're landing who knows where. But it's not in those problems. It's not in the same things that you've been having to try to rise above. And in the Gospel of Mary, it's not an exact quote, but in the Gospel of Mary, it does say that, Jesus tells Mary that we're here to not fight against these earthly things or problems or concerns, but we're here to transcend them all. So, yeah. So, I don't know. Something here rings a bell. My throat chakra definitely has been giving me issues here lately. So, there is something here about the throat chakra and what you have to say. Very important, what you have to say. You have the tools here. Look, you have the tools to... It's connect the tools, gifts, and abilities. Like you have what it takes already. You already possess this skill. This is not something I feel like, unless your skill is I want to go to college and then apply even more skill, then it might be talking about that. But I feel like this is a spiritual talent and ability. Maybe a thing that you're good at. Maybe singing, maybe drawing, writing, sculpting, creating, crafting, channeling, writing, photography. But there's something that you are already equipped with that you do like a master. And it's tied to, one, you manifesting this opportunity for yourself. It's a good pathway. It leads to your 10 of Pentacles. You will become wealthy off of this path. So you have the ability here to build something. You have the ability to get shit done, it says. You are equipped. And this is Spirit saying you've been equipped, but you are even now more equipped to do what we need you to do. And then Sapphire says mental force. This is one of my favorites. One of my favorites. In the book of Enoch, the throne, the alabaster throne that God sits on is described as having sapphires, encrusted sapphires around it. And this represents this intellectual superior quality. Not saying that you're, not saying, it's like a very, ironically I'm getting Nietzsche, but there's a feeling of having a lot of confidence in your mental clarity and your spiritual insight than most. Now, the opposite of Nietzsche would be that you have divine favor here and that you're, there's something about a divine plan. So let's mix the two. Yeah, holy, divine favor. You're precious. You're viewed as precious, and you have this also as a gift. This is your intellectual lucidity. You have the ability to overcome your hardships, crisis, and misfortunes with the broken vase in the reverse. And your setbacks. Know that something might have been a trial. Know that something might have been a setback. Might not be really necessary to really even define anything other than that was a period of smoke in my life. You know? Maybe that's all the defining you really need. But I have the pearl with emotional force, opening up, experiential wisdom, honesty, intuition, hidden things, developing character, diving deep, and the emerald, 1111, that's 1111, like the 4 here with the cake. Healing, fertility, eternity, mature love, soul restoration, which is like the whole point in Revelations, right, is soul restoration. Or the whole point in a second coming of Christ consciousness is about soul restoration. So there's a lot of healing in that message too. A lot of healing. Alright, you are kind-hearted. 2, you have a talent for finding solutions. Your intuitive, unbiased nature allows you to see all sides of any situation and advise others to the most fair and beneficial outcome. I see it connecting with that number 2 up there with the telephone, though, as being like a connection. Master number 22, that is going to help you build and be the architect of something that you love. So it says, I am diplomatic. Master number 55, substantial changes in your future. Embrace the change. A need to overcome your insecurities and let go of your fears. I am wise. It's talking about sharing your curious, nice 888 social nature, sharing your wisdom. So I am wise. Number 9, I'm compassionate. It's about helping for the greater good. Number 9. Wow, 333 on the sapphire, the spiritual insight and mental force, power and strength. And it says 333 that you're being called upon to use your spiritual gifts as a light worker, assisting all of humanity. So live your truth and be a positive light to others. I am powerful. So that's what I have for you, Leo. Sending you love and light. Bye.